Meteorologist Pete Mangione with your live Pinpoint Doppler 12 Futurecast.
It is certainly cold out there right now, but the real cold weather is still several hours away. Let's take a look from our city cam, and you can see some darker clouds moving across the sky in Providence, and we could get a few snow flurries and snow squalls moving through right now, but the area of concern is still several hours away in terms of snow squalls. I'll talk about that in just a second. Right now we're 22 degrees in Providence, 21 in Smithfield, 23 in Newport, so we check on those wind chills. Yes, it's cold, but still really not that bad. A wind chill of 9 degrees in Providence, and in Smithfield, the feel-like temperature is sitting at 9 degrees. So there's where we are right now. Here's our forecast for wind chills. Notice what happens by 5 p.m. This is when the wind chill advisory goes into effect. We're around 4 in Providence. Notice the drop between about 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. A very quick drop into the negative numbers. Overnight, we're talking about negative teens, negative 15 to negative 25 degrees possible overnight in through early tomorrow morning. This is 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, so for those early morning commuters, yes, an extremely cold drive to work. And even for the late morning commuters, we're still in the negative double digits. A little bit of an improvement into tomorrow afternoon, but tomorrow is still a pretty cold day as the stiff winds continue. Expect those winds to gust to around 30 to 35 miles an hour overnight all the way through tomorrow morning. So I was mentioning those snow squalls. We have a little bit of activity trying to develop right now over southern New England, so you may notice a few snowflakes falling, but here is the more serious line of snow moving through. And notice what happens as we go between about 2 and 5. Notice this blue stripe show up right here. Now, this does not look like very much, but these snow squalls can be dangerous because they can put a quick coating of snow on the roads and also briefly drop visibility. So if you have plans to be out on the roads this afternoon, just keep this in mind. If it does occur, it'll be very, very brief, and not everybody will get this. And then by the time we go overnight through tomorrow morning, the snow pushes away and we're just left with the cold temperatures. When we add everything up, the much bigger story over the next 24 hours will be the cold and not the snow. You can see it's getting a little bit breezy here in Narragansett. The flag's blowing around a little bit. And as we track that front, we have the Arctic air still sitting in upstate New York, now approaching western New England. There is a front out ahead of it, and also those bands of snow. Once we get behind this front, that's where the winds really kick up, and those temperatures start to plunge. So by 5 o'clock, temperatures into the upper teens. These are not wind chills. These are actual temperatures we're looking at now. Overnight, temperatures in the single digits, and then around 0 degrees through very early tomorrow morning. Now, keep in mind, I use this as guidance, not as an exact forecast, but I do pretty much agree that most of our temperatures are around 0, maybe a few negative numbers. I do think that the gusty winds will help keep the actual temperatures up a little bit compared to where they could go if the winds were completely calm. And then by noontime tomorrow, temperatures only in the mid-teens. So my official Providence forecast is 0. Our record for actual temperatures early tomorrow morning is -4. That was set in 1968. So I don't see us breaking that record, but we could get close. And if the winds happen to die down a little bit, then we could get close to that record. But right now, I'm not forecasting record-breaking temperatures. Here's the Eyewitness News Threat Tracker, medium category this afternoon. And then it's after sunset tonight through early tomorrow morning where the severe threat is quite high because of the dangerously cold temperatures. In the 7-day Futurecast, tomorrow only a high temperature of 18, still pretty gusty throughout the day. There is Friday with slightly milder temperatures, but the chance of some snow. Right now, this does not look like a big deal in terms of accumulation. And then for the Patriots game, starts around 4:30 in the afternoon. Temperature at kickoff 24 degrees. By 8 p.m. we're at 18. I'm not forecasting things to be all that windy. So yes, it is a cold game there at Gillette, but really not that bad compared to some of those playoff games we've seen in the past there in Foxborough. Sunday, 32 degrees, a little more reasonable with partly cloudy skies, and then maybe a few snow showers on Monday as temperatures hover just around freezing. But definitely some very cold weather on the way, Patrick, over the next 24 hours. Of course, you can get cold weather tips online. You can find that at WPRI.com. Take the forecast with you on your iPhone. So I hope, Patrick, you brought your hat and gloves to work today because a cold drive home over the next few hours.
All right. Thank you, Pete. Car's already on, heating up right now in the parking lot. Here's what we're working on for